All right, guys. So, Traversal ENT here. First of all, for those of you first time watching a video on my channel, welcome, guys. Traversal ENT guy that puts in a lot of work, gives you that quality boxing content. You know what it's like. Soon I'm gonna start putting videos, guys, not just the still images, but proper videos and whatnot. Probably showing my face eventually, and but just putting interesting videos as I'm doing so you can hear me and see something interesting on your screen. Yeah. Now let me get to the point at hand. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders is saying he's finally ready to fight Andrade. He is sick and tired of waiting around, sitting around, waiting for these big fights, especially when the guy you're waiting for's name is Saul Canelo Alvarez. That's a smart thing to say, Billy Joe. That's a smart thing to say. Water break, yeah. That's a real smart thing to say. That water was good, by the way. I got to take my water breaks because I've had a bad sore throat last week and all of that. So he's sick and tired, basically. He feels like waiting for Canelo means you're wasting away. He wants to stay busy, but he has said this, and I'm not going to quote Billy Joe because he says a lot, but I'll paraphrase his stuff. He's basically telling Andrade, leave 160, come to 168, you are the priority. Yeah? I'll make you priority if you come to 168. I'm fighting you next. I'm happy to fight. I want to fight quick. I don't want to stick around and waste away and wait for Canelo. He's taking ages. Let's make the Andrade fight ASAP. He's hollering at Andrade. He's had communication with Andrade. Andrade apparently is down for it. I don't see Andrade refusing that fight. Eddie Hearn, he's spoken to Eddie Hearn. That's Billy Joe, by the way, asking Eddie Hearn to make that fight happen. What's his name? Billy Joe is saying he has a fantastic track record with fighting southpaws. He's confident he can knock out Andrade because he's like southpaws for Billy Joe is his bread and butter. He can fight southpaws all day, every day. Coming from the Ingle gym, they used to fight in southpaws. And let me remind you guys, is it Ingle? Yeah. See that gym there? Where the Kell Brooks have come from, the Billy Joe Saunders have come from, the Kid Galahads and other fighters that are of note have come from that gym. Respectable fighting style, respectable gym, respectable training coaches and all of that, right? They do have a specific program on training fighters on how to fight southpaws. That is very true. If you look at Kell Brook when he fought, what's his name? Errol Spence. Kell Brook did very well against Spence. Kell Brook was winning the fight until the tides had turned against Spence, right? So, Kell Brook trains at what gym? Inglewood Gym. So, Billy Joe's coming from the same gym, and he has done very well against southpaws. But how is he going to perform against Andrade? I will say this, he'll have to do better than he did in his last showing. Because that Billy Joe there, he wouldn't give me any confidence, that's for sure. The best Billy Joe against Andrade, that'd be a good fight. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a guy who hasn't really watched enough of Andrade. I've seen bits of Andrade, but not enough to give a proper assessment of him. I would have to watch his fights, a few of his fights again. But Billy Joe against Andrade is a fight that should have happened already. They got some history. There's a bit of beef there. So that fight will be watched. People will want to see that fight. Billy Joe is doing the right thing and chasing that fight. Will Andrade vacate his title at 160 to move up and fight Billy Joe Saunders? Now, guys, I got to check real quick. Is he going to vacate his WBO 160 title? I wanted to make sure the title was WBO, but it is. Billy Joe is saying the big fights are all at 168. I could go down to 160, but why would I do that? There's no point in me going down to 160. As for Andrade, what options has he got staying at 160? Golovkin? Charlo? I don't know. But from what I'm hearing, if he stays at 160, he's going to have to defend his title against Liam Williams. A low-level fight. So what does Andrade do? Does he go up and fight Billy Joe? I mean, I don't know. See what you can negotiate with the WBO. But that fight against Billy Joe, I don't know. For me, is that fight? Take the fight if you want the fight, I suppose. I don't know how much you're going to make from that fight. I don't know if that fight today will pay you what that fight could have given you last year. I don't know, or the year before. I don't know if that fight is going to pay you the same amount of revenue. What does it do for Demetrius Andrade if he wins that fight? To be very honest with you, he doesn't really do anything. He just puts a good name on his resume. What does it do for Billy Joe if he wins that fight? If he wins that fight, it will set him up beautifully to fight a Canelo. There'll be more pressure. Will Canelo fight Andrade? I don't think so. I don't really think so. I mean, he might, but I don't think so. Will Canelo fight Billy Joe? There's a possibility. If Billy Joe beats Andrade, depending on how he fights, how he does, how he looks, there's a possibility pressure can be put on for Canelo to take on the Billy Joe fight. We'll see in it. I don't want to make any predictions like that, but let time tell, yeah? Now, guys, at the moment, a lot of us boxing content creators, we're struggling for scraps in some respects. Not completely, because there are fights that are happening, but on the other note, it's like we're really looking hard, long and hard to find good content to put out there. But I got one video coming up on your favorite boy, Don King, because he's up to more stuff, guys. Coming up on the next video I'm about to hit right now after this one. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, show your support, guys. Let's beat and break off the 74 subscriber mark. Like, I've been seeing that for a minute, and I want that change. I want it to move up. So let's do what we can, guys. Look out for the next video.